All right, welcome to Help Desk with Joe, and this week I have with me Joe.
We're back.
We're back, we're here. As usual, you're trying to help people either utilize technology better, save them from making mistakes with technology, getting ripped off, or whatever the case may be, and helping them make smart purchases with technology. And with your business, A&M Digital Technology, you've seen some stuff happen this week, and we're going to talk about it.
Right.
So tell us about
First-hand experience.
First-hand experience, yeah. So you got, as we were talking earlier, you got a volume of calls come in, and it was all the same scenario, same case, and then you had some first-hand experience with it. Talk to us about what we want to discuss today.
Okay. We're going to talk about if you upgrade to Windows 10 or if you was one of the unfortunate people within the last week that was automatically forced into Windows 10 upgrade and you did not choose to do so. We're going to help you guys get back to whatever version of Windows you was running previously.
Okay. So over the weekend, people woke up and one morning and just said, "Okay, my computer is upgraded to Windows 10. You're welcome."
Yeah.
How do you know how it happened, or you just know that it did happen and you're trying to work a solution?
Well, how all this got started was back in January, Microsoft said they were just going to do everything they can to push people to Windows 10. Right. I just never realized they was going to go to this drastic a measure.
Okay.
So how this all kind of snowball started was last week, whenever Microsoft released patches, under the optional patches, you have your required security updates, and you have your optionals. Under the optionals, Windows 10 upgrade fell under optionals and became checkmarked by default. Microsoft made it checkmarked by default. You didn't go in there, I didn't go in there. Microsoft by default made that checkmark by default.
Gotcha.
So as the updates ran, boom, it started running the update.
And then there you go.
Right.
You're now in Windows 10.
And I actually read reports where people would sit there and they would uncheck that, wait a little bit, maybe an hour or 2, 3, and Microsoft would automatically turn it back on.
Okay.
So Microsoft was forcing you to go to Windows 10.
Okay. Now, is that a bad thing? Where do people sit? If it's happened to them, if they're one of those folks that didn't want to go to Windows 10 for whatever reason, where do you stand on it?
Well, it's one of those things. It's my computer. I should have the ability to say, okay, I want to take the upgrade or not. I shouldn't be forced to say, you're going to take the upgrade and you're going to like it. That's not how things work. That's like saying, Dave, I'm going to give
Unless Microsoft continually auto checks it, then it
doesn't work that way. Yeah, yeah. It's like saying, Dave, you buy a car, and then I come back down the road and say, Dave, you need to buy a new car from me. But I like the car I have. No, you're buying a new car. I'm not giving you an option. You have to buy a new car.
Okay. If that happened, what are their choices?
Okay. Well, luckily, Microsoft has the ability in Windows 10 that you go back to your previous version of Windows. And we brought screenshots with us today to show you exactly what to do. Now, this is if you get Windows 10 upgraded, whether you choose to do so or by accident it automatically updates you. We're going to walk you through how to get back to your previous version of Windows. Now, I will tell you that once you are upgraded, you have 30 days from the time it upgraded to Windows 10 to go back to your previous version of Windows without having to reinstall. Now, if it's after that 30-day window, you can still go back to your previous version of Windows, but you have to use your system recovery disk and reinstall Windows, reinstall all your programs. At least with this process, you can do that without having to lose any, possibly not lose any data or programs that you'd already have installed.
So, and you're going to walk everybody through that process now.
Right. Yeah. It's
Okay.
a quick.
Turn it over to you.
It's a quick, painless process. It's more time consuming than anything. So the first thing you want to do is sit at your desktop, make sure you have all your icons closed. Go to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen where you see your Windows logo, where you click it and go to your Windows Start. We have that on the screen now. You click that, and then you want to click Settings. Once you click Settings, this window pops up where it says Update and Recovery, or Update and Restore. You click that, this next window pops up. From here, you want to click Recovery, and right here in this screen it says go back to Windows 8.1. You either have the option of Windows 8.1 or Windows 7. It all depends on which version of Windows you had previously. As soon as you click that, it'll walk you through the process of going to the previous version of Windows, and you're all set. It takes roughly about 30 minutes, depending on the age of the computer, how much horsepower is under the hood. So there's a lot of outside factors, but once you get that started, you just have to pretty much sit and wait for it to finish reverting back to the previous version of Windows.
Okay, and then once that goes, I mean, seeing as how this happened without people knowing it, how safe do you think that setting's going to?
Well, from first-hand experience, Cena's laptop, she was running Windows 7. She didn't want to take the 10 upgrade, so she fell victim of the automatic 10 upgrade. So she went back to 7, and now she's getting this prompt: when you want to upgrade to Windows 7, when you want to upgrade to Windows 7, and it lets her extend the time as it pushing out several days, but there is no option that we found that says cancel this update completely.
So it seems like you're headed down that road.
And Microsoft, when they initially started this back in January, said that they would give that option. We're waiting, Microsoft. We've not seen this option.
Okay, it almost sounds like welcome to Windows 10 when you want it.
Exactly.
So maybe start preparing for that.
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, there are some tools out there that are third-party tools that, stop the update for now. I really don't want to get into that discussion because Microsoft may counter that, and those tools may be outdated. So I really don't want to get into that. Well, here's a try. Here you can try this, this, and this, because it may just be fruitless within a couple of weeks.
So if someone has Windows 7 specifically,
or Windows 8,
or Windows 8
yes.
for a reason, like they have programs they need to run that on,
right,
or whatever the case may be, and they want to try to stay that way. How will that conversation play out when they call you?
When they call me, we check and make sure that the Windows 10 update isn't optionally connected. Although I am starting to see reports that apparently Microsoft's rolled back a little bit, and then once you uncheck that, it stops it. Yeah, it goes for a while, but who's to say they won't do it again?
So it sounds like you should start preparing. If you have a Windows 7, 8, start preparing for Windows 10. They need to call you and you start making those adjustments.
Right, and the only problem with this is some people it upgrades run smoothly. Some people it's total chaos. I've seen reports of users having issues with their hardware just stop working for no known reason. File corruption, user profile issues. I mean, there's a lot of issues that can come up from this, which you can expect that in an upgrade to possible issues if you prepared for it. But if you didn't prepare for it, it's Pandora's box at that point.
So that's what it sounds like. If you're a diehard Windows 7 or 8 user, you need to call Joe and Cena and start preparing for Windows 10 to get all your ducks in a row so you can be ready for that mandatory switch.
Well, it's not supposed to be mandatory. I want to put that out there. It's not supposed to be mandatory according to Microsoft. But if you do the same practices as you're supposed to be doing anyway, make sure you have your backups. Make sure you have like I said, about backups, Windows updates, security software. As long as you have all that, your typical stuff in place, it should be nothing more than a minor convenience. Now, if you don't have anything backed up and everything breaks loose, then we're in trouble. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if someone wants to call you, they're Windows 7, Windows 8, and they're going to try to stick it out.
Or they went to Windows 10 and want to go back.
If they are choosing one of those three options,
right?
At this point, from what you're telling me, I almost feel like technology is not going backwards.
It's not.
So they might as well. I don't know. In my opinion, and I'm not a tech user, but I'll just throw this out there as probably not a very valid opinion. But my opinion, technology is going to keep going. Get a hold of you and get ready for Windows 10.
Right.
And save your files and do the backup. You already walked me through this. That's why I'm of that opinion. It seems to be a lot easier when you do all the upfront work.
Right. And it's not so much that I appreciate Microsoft giving this away free to everybody, but they shouldn't be shoving it down your throat.
Well,
And
I know what you mean. And when you talked to us, you said, "Let's do it," because we can solve all the problems ahead of time.
Right.
That seemed to make it.
Right. In your case, there's a lot of cases where well, if you have Windows 8 that you weren't happy with Windows 8, it went, it was smooth, and actually it was an improvement on your end. Right. But that you meant there's some users that change is a bad word.
It's bad. Don't do it. Well, either way, if you're not sure, I guess is the message that we're going to send today. If you're not sure, or if you feel like you're going to have to go either way to Windows 10, or if you definitely want to stay with Windows 7 or 8,
right?
Give Joe and Cena a call.
Right.
So start working on it now. Don't wait until it gets bad and it gets ugly and then you can't fix it.
Right.
Okay. How do they get a hold of it?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com. Be like Dave and like us on Facebook.
Do the Facebook like. You get the daily specials, get to see all that cool stuff. You can send you messages via the Facebook page, and that works out really well. So Sounds good. Make sure you shop local. Make sure you support our local businesses. Joe and Cena do all our broadcasts here with our youth and our special events now. You guys are really racking up the special events promotion and getting all that publicized that our kids are doing. So it's wonderful. All
We're
right. Well,
happy to
thank
do
you.
it.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Cena, in the background. And Cena never gets in front of camera.
I know. I try to get her up here, and she just kind of
One day, maybe.
something about trying to make sure it all looks good because apparently it's a lot of work.
Pretty faces up.
That's what it is.
Ooh, dirty looks from Cena. Okay, we're moving on. So we'll be back next week or the week after with another show and hopefully some more upgrades, fixes, and help people out. If you have any questions, get a hold of Joe and Cena at A&M Digital Technologies.
Thank you.